Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Introducing Divorcemate's Full Product Suite for Alberta. My name is Christine Montgomery, and I will be taking you through the software. Before we get started, however, let's cover a few housekeeping items. Today's webinar will run for approximately 20 minutes in listen-only mode. Throughout the presentation, we welcome all participants to enter questions in the GoToWebinar chat window, and we have allotted time at the end to respond to your questions during our Q&A period. Today's session will be recorded and will be sent to all registrants in a follow-up email, approximately a week after today's event. In today's webinar, we will be reviewing all three of Divorcemate's cloud products: our tools, which is our child and spousal support calculator, and more as you'll find out; Forms, which is our document assembly software for court and other forms; and Precedents, which is our agreement creation software, followed by our Q&A session. As I mentioned, I'm Christine, and I am the Director of Family Law Content and Education at Divorcemate. I practiced family law for many years before ultimately joining Divorcemate over 18 years ago. I have had the pleasure of being involved in many aspects of Divorcemate's business, growth, and innovation, and I am very excited to be able to showcase our complete suite of cloud products in Alberta. For those of you who are new to family law, Divorcemate has been a trusted provider of family law software for professionals in Canada for over 35 years. We provide cutting-edge software solutions to meet the needs of the ever-evolving field of family law. Our secure, cloud-based software means you can log into your Divorcemate account and access your files whenever you wish, no matter where you are, using any device, whether that's your computer, Mac, laptop, phone, or tablet. Turning now to the software, when first opening a client matter, you will be prompted to fill out the matter details, found in a series of tabs. This information will play a significant role in each of the three DM Cloud products, and so should be completed carefully. Let's now begin by creating a tools calculation. Divorcemate's Child and Spousal Support Tools Calculator was the first product introduced in Alberta years ago, and many of you may already be familiar with it. Since its inception, our tools calculator has undergone extensive development and innovation, resulting in this highly evolved, complex, yet extremely intuitive software. One of the key features that makes our calculator unique and easy to understand is the fact that you work directly on what is ultimately the one-page final printout. Inputting information is user-friendly. Simply click on the plus signs beside the party's name to enter information for that party. You can see that the input areas are organized by topic and can be opened by clicking on them to access all of the input fields. Our input screens are straightforward. Simply click on the item you wish to enter and include the amount required. If you are unclear about the entry, we offer extensive on-screen help to assist you. You may add an optional note, and then by clicking OK, the item momentarily appears highlighted in yellow on the printout. Note as well that the information from the matter details have been automatically populated into the calculation. The parties' names, the children's names, the ages, the children's living arrangements, the date of separation, and the date of marriage or cohabitation in the case of an adult interdependent relationship. Our Tools calculator handles all types of income listed as they appear on a T1 General income tax return. The sources range from employment income to self-employment income, from dividends to capital gains, to workers' compensation benefits, social assistance, and other forms of non-taxable income that will be automatically grossed up by the software. The search feature allows you to easily find an item by typing in the name of the item or the tax return line number. You don't need to worry about entering federal and provincial child benefits, as these are automatically determined by the software based on the information you input. The same goes for tax rates, CPP and EI contributions, GST, HST credits, and various other benefits and credits and taxes and deductions. You can see a more comprehensive breakdown of the numbers found on the first page by expanding the printout to include the calculation details. Here you can see all of the taxes, the deductions, and the itemized list of benefits and credits. You may additionally make any necessary adjustments to income pursuant to Schedule 3, Section 17, 18, or 19 of the Child Support Guidelines, or any of the other relevant inputs at play in your client's situation. Special expenses have their own input area and are entered by clicking on the plus sign beside the label, and then identifying the type of special expense, as well as the child for whom that special expense applies. Next, you input the amount that each party is paying up front for that expense in the paid row. In our example, if we assume that Sally is paying $10,000 for childcare for the younger 4-year-old Lauren, we will input $10,000 beside the paid row. But we know that before a special expense can be apportioned, the Child Support Guidelines require any subsidies or benefits to first be applied. So in the row marked Claimed, it is important to also include any tax credit or deduction related to the expense that is eligible for the party to claim. Extensive on-screen help assists you in this regard. For example, you can see that the maximum childcare tax deductions based on the ages of the children are set out here in the help. In this example, Sally is able to claim $8,000 as a tax deduction for Lauren's childcare. The software will then determine the net cost of the childcare to Sally once the tax deduction is applied, and will arrive at the amount that the non-paying party must contribute to the paying party to ensure that each is paying their proportionate share of the net cost of the special expenses. You can see that even with this limited input, we have already started to generate the results, the structure of which is clear, concise, and easy to understand, and consistent no matter how complicated the input becomes. The input information is displayed in the left quadrant of the printout. On the right at the top, you will see the annual guidelines income, as well as the table child support. Underneath this, you will see the spousal support advisory guidelines formula and the determination of the range of the amount, as well as the duration of the spousal support. And then, because this spousal support amount range is so broad and meaningless without context, the software takes each point in the range and plugs it into the support scenarios found in the bottom of the printout. allowing you to clearly see the impact of each different spousal support amount on the parties' net disposable incomes or cash flow positions. This assists you in the determination of the appropriate amount of spousal support to be paid in your client's situation. In addition to the basic input we have covered, the software offers endless flexibility as evidenced by the multiple options available and grouped together by categories. This allows you to tailor and fine-tune your calculation to meet the specific facts of your case. For example, you can do a retroactive calculation by selecting an earlier tax year. You can override basic table support, both the child amount as well as the special expense apportioning. You can brainstorm different amounts of spousal support other than just the low, mid, and high points of the SAG range. You can select a fixed amount. You can specify a particular NDI percentage or an NDI amount for both the recipient and the payor. You can do an undue hardship claim, or you can determine the amount of life insurance necessary to secure both child and spousal support, or consider a lump sum amount for spousal support. These are just a few of the many options available that will help hone your results and provide a comprehensive assessment of your party's unique circumstances, all the while in a concise, one-page printout that is easy to review with your client, explain to the court, or compare with the other side's divorce-mate calculations. Moving next to DivorceMate's Forms product, we have recently expanded the number of Alberta forms we now offer to over 70 different court and other forms that are easily located in a searchable list. Repetitive basic information from the matter details gets automatically populated into the forms where relevant. Grayed areas show where you can enter text, occasionally providing placeholder instructions of what to include. These areas will expand as required to display all of the text you are entering. It is important not to overwrite any of the text pulled in automatically from the matter details, as any changes will not be written back and will risk being deleted if the form is subsequently updated or refreshed. For instance, if I change the party's separation date in the form, but fail to make the change in the matter details, my change will be overwritten if I refresh or update the document. Any change to merged information needs to be made in the original matter details, after which the form can be refreshed by clicking on the refresh icon in the toolbar, and the change will appear on the form itself. Many of the forms have different options allowing the form to be configured as required. For example, Form FL3 demonstrates several of the types of options available through the forms. The Residence drop-down allows you to select which of the parties meets the Alberta residence requirements for the divorce. The grounds for the divorce can be selected by checking as many of the boxes required. Note that semi-transparent sections will not be included on the printed version of the form. And both the children and the spousal support section can be configured by selecting one of the blue circle options, depending on the facts of the case. Any collection of items where you need to add an additional item can be expanded by clicking on the plus sign in the toolbar at the top. Or a section can be removed by clicking on the minus sign. As already mentioned, Entry fields are expandable as needed, and you can paste in text from another document. Any field marked with the blue right border can be formatted as set out in the formatting toolbar, offering basic word processing features. For example, text can be bolded, it can be italicized or underlined or struck out. The alignment can be set to the left, to the center, or to the right. You can add bullet points or numbering, and you can indent paragraphs or outdent. You can also renumber the lists and change the spacing as you wish. The basic toolbar allows you to save as, print, as well as make a PDF version or export the document to Word. You can also magnify the screen, mark the document as draft, or make a note. Turning to the financial forms, they are also configurable, expandable by use of the plus sign, or you can delete a line by clicking on the minus sign. And as you can see, financial forms will calculate automatically for you. And last but certainly not least, DivorceMate's Precedence product line is now available in Alberta. Currently offering our separation agreement and our collaborative separation agreement, with more agreements to follow, DivorceMate's Precedence product is easy to use and allows you to build comprehensive agreements seamlessly in our intuitive interface. Before beginning an agreement, ensure that the matter details have been completed fully and accurately, paying particular attention to the Status Roles tab and the type of relationship in the Relationship tab. These matter details will ensure that the agreement is configured properly to suit your client's circumstances. Once in Precedence, expanding the folders on the left allows you to access hundreds of clauses, carefully categorized and subcategorized into various topics and issues. As you select clauses by clicking on the checkboxes, you will see that the clauses automatically populate on the agreement to the right and are momentarily highlighted in yellow. The agreement is literally built before your very eyes. Previously completed matter details will automatically populate into the relevant clauses. The clauses are kept current and can be previewed before including them in the agreement. In addition, by clicking on the I, you can see the commentary associated with the clause. Most clauses include extensive commentary outlining relevant case law, legal issues, legislative references and changes, and other pertinent information. Any grade details required in the agreement can be filled in as you go by highlighting the grade area and beginning to type. Alternatively, you can accept the text by clicking on the field highlight icon in the top toolbar, which will turn the highlighting off and leave the text intact. The other thing you can do is to delete the item in the grayed box by simply highlighting it and clicking on the delete key. Rather than completing the grayed boxes as you go, you may prefer to place your cursor at the top of the document and then click on the next field arrow icon in the toolbar at the top. This will take you to each grayed area of the document where you can then either accept the text, change the text, or delete the text. Any of the existing clauses can be amended to properly reflect your party's situation. Similarly, you can and should add additional clauses to cover your client's circumstances. You may add formatting to the agreement. You may bold, italicize, underline, or strike out text. You can change the alignment from left to center or to right. You can number text. And you can indent sections or outdent them as the case requires. You can also make new headings. In addition, you may watermark the agreement as draft or make notes about certain sections of the agreement for yourself or for other members of the firm. Finally, you may save a set of clauses as a template for use in other matters. Or, when commencing a new agreement, you may load a previously saved template of the initial clauses. As you can see, the Precedent software is a huge value add and nicely rounds out the Alberta offering. And with DM Cloud, all 3 DivorceMate products and your client files can be securely accessed anytime, from anywhere, and on any device. I hope that provides everyone with a detailed overview of DivorceMate's capabilities in Alberta. For more information, to order DivorceMate, or to arrange a free 30-day trial of DM Cloud, please contact our sales manager, Steve Krieger, by email at sales@divorcemate.com or by telephone at 1-800-653-0925, extension 407. Or you can always visit our website at www.divorcemate.com to learn more. Thank you for joining us.